Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and I'm sorry I didn't post another couple videos yesterday. To make it up for you, I got 4 videos for y'all today, and they're all reviews. So we're going to be reviewing the, 4 of the first wave of LEGO Star Wars CCBS sets. Feels like LEGO poured more money and resources into these than they did with the Skull villains. Whatever. So the first one we're going to be taking a look at today, these are all going to be separate videos, by the way. It's not meant to be a rhyme. We're going to take a look right now at General Grievous, the big one, the flagship model for that wave. He's just as tall as Witch Doctor. As proof of that, well, I'm standing next to Witch Doctor on the shelf, not counting the spiky things on Witch Doctor's back. They're the same height, so that's pretty cool. He uses the skull spider things as his little mechanical toes. The feet are made out of the 2 different type of beast feet, and not sure why these pins are there, but whatever. You got the whole chicken leg thing. I guess that was interesting. The legs are built up pretty well, except, well, this feels a little flimsy. You got the armor right here, you got double joints going on here, and this moves for no reason. Upper legs are built rather well. You got these CCBS shells in tan. You got one of those on his back as well. You got some exposed ball joints, which we're just going to ignore those. Even on here, on these little bits, which just connect to these legs. And also there's these frame bits, which I've never seen before until this set came out. Got the hunched thing, got the CCBS torso armor and chest armor upside down on all of these, actually. There's the printing, which is interesting. The head sculpt is done rather well, I think. You got a number of these smallest bones, CCBS bones, in dark gray, which is pretty good. And of course the skull villain ribcage piece in gunmetal. That's pretty cool. The arms are simple. They do have the Star Wars shell armor thing. He's got 4 lightsabers, and they're all of the the lightsaber hilt pieces are all silver. He does have all 4 fists in tan, and he also has the lightsabers in the colors of blue and green, the trans frosted green and blue. Construction wise, he's built rather well. Posability, it's a nightmare. There's a lot to pose on this guy, but the head seems to be a little loose, but still a bit frictiony. I just love the size and mass of General Grievous. We never got this gunmetal skull villain piece in gunmetal again until we got Umarak the Destroyer. So if you have this and you have that, you have 2 of those, so that's cool. Posability wise, again, there's a lot to do, and the joints are squeaky. I'm not going to even try to pose them. He did come with 2 connector bits that would hang on to the front, the top arms. You can connect the lower arms to the top arms to make one big arm for each side of him. That's a little bit stupid, a little silly as a gimmick, but they needed a gimmick somehow. This is my favorite of the Star Wars CCBS sets. Just the size and mass, and just in general how he looks. It just looks kind of terrifying. Look at him compared to the size of my head. Yeah, he's definitely taller than my head, and that just tells you how big my head is. I'm not ashamed of that, I'm just saying. But General Grievous is definitely a well-designed set. He definitely is inspired by the Clone Wars version, if you've watched the Clone Wars. I remember watching the original Clone War, where it was 2D animation instead of 3D. Back in 2004, 2005, I think. I don't really care for the other Clone Wars, but whatever. Although Ahsoka is cool sometimes. But yeah, there's not really much I can complain other than with, I mean, you got gaps, but that's going to be on every figure. You got balds, you know, you got so many ball joints that are not being covered up with sockets. I mean, he's supposed to be lanky, he's supposed to be a gangly, you know, robotic fiend, droid fiend, and that is exactly what he is. So, of course, there was going to be bits that were not going to be covered up. So, you can easily do that yourself, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Oh, and of course, this light gray connector piece has a split in it. I hate when that happens. Yeah, you have to connect certain parts to certain parts, and as a result, this over time, this this connector piece will have a split in it, and that sucks. But whatever. Overall, you know, it's been, well, come later this year, it'll be, well, 10 years since this was released, and well, it still holds up to this day. Grievous still holds up to this day as probably one of the greatest CCBS sets, this side of Witch Doctor and Umarak the Destroyer, in my opinion at least. Those are, to me, these are the three best CCBS Titans, and General Grievous here is really well done. There was a bootleg General Grievous that existed. It was much smaller, looked cool, but hey, I couldn't get that. So, well, yeah, it even has an old Technic piece that's been used so many times already. Yeah, that's all I have to say about General Grievous. It's a shame he was killed off in Revenge of the Sith, but hey, he was a bad guy. Of course he had to be killed off. It's not always true 100% of the time, but, you know. So that's my review on General Grievous. If you can find him a decade later, which is now, basically, guaranteed he will be worth quite a lot. Because it's a licensed set, obviously, because Star Wars is a licensed theme. Lucasfilm needs some of that money, right? So, but if you can find it at a Lego resale shop or on eBay, chances are people got two of these when they came out. When Grievous came out, people got two of them, one to sell off eBay and one to keep and build. So everybody needs at least one of these. So it's a great set, and I love it. But I recommend, if you don't have the set, seek it out eventually. Because, well, seek it out as soon as possible, because chances are later this year they'll probably, since these four sets will become 10 years old this year, the second half of this year, the prices will most likely jump up on eBay or something. So there's that. I was lucky to get this for Christmas along with Darth Vader, which we'll talk about that next. But yeah, stay tuned for more reviews. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.